Hello everyone, this is Amratpal, founder of Amratpal Vision. Right now we are here in Dubai and Sampurna madam is here. Her child went to Germany through Amratpal Vision after wasting 1 year with previous consultant, and he got the admission into a non-accredited student college in Germany. She has wasted 1 year, she has wasted 10,000s of euros after that process and got the visa rejection, and then contacted Amratpal Vision through YouTube and through the personal reference, because her child's friend went through Amratpal Vision, and then she contacted that, look, Amrit, we have wasted 10,000 euro, and more important is our time. They have also wasted 1 year after 12th. Now you suggest us what to do. Then we have recommended the process of Amratpal Vision, and within 3 months we got visa of Samruddha Shetty, and he is right now studying in Germany. We got a chance with a madam to do an interview, because it's a eye opening. It will be a eye opening interview, because I was not knowing the things before that what she has faced while she wanted her child to study in Germany. So ma'am is here in Dubai. She is a head of upper primary section in a school here in Dubai. And yes, this kind of cheatings can also happen to a teacher who is every day into a teaching scenario. So we will be telling you about the truths and the ground realities of the consultants, how they waste time and money and efforts of students by sitting in Germany, or by making some videos, lucrative videos in Germany, and they think that they know each and every process. So ma'am, welcome to our video. And today the main motive and the X factor behind this interview is, we just want the words from you. I will ask certain questions, that what students should do before they go to Germany, how you wasted your time, how you landed up a situation where you got admission into non-accredited university or student college in Germany, you got a visa rejection, and then came to Amratpal Vision. So first of all, what a student or what a parents should do when they think that, okay, now they want to go to Germany?
As a parent, we always go through media platforms to get more information. We have a lot of education consultants in Dubai or in India, but to be aware that who are the right consultants matter a lot. So for us, as you all know, I'm a teacher. For us, planning plays a very important role. So I started planning when my son was in grade 10. So YouTube was my first channel. Then I looked into their websites. I looked into how their work is, how they speak, what are the kind of informations they give out to the parents. So I was like, I met Mr. Amratpal's video after a few months, but before that I had already committed to another consultant who, again, through the YouTube channels I was influenced by. The content matters for the parents. If you are able to understand what they're trying to communicate, we get into the system. So I went by that consultant when 2020 during the COVID times, and we invested in the consultant. Initial days were good because he was still studying his 11th. We were doing his Goethe exams. There was not much of a back-end work to do. But when the time came for us to actually fall into the system of documentation, I think that was the time when a lot of policies came into place in German education, like APS, test AS exam came in. Appointments became very difficult because of the change in the system. The German embassy also started giving appointments very slow or very late. So it so happened that I was not given information on time about APS. So for a consultant to know the things that's been changed in the system, in the embassy, and then pass the same message to the parent so that we can have our documents on time is very important. For us, it did not reach on time. There was a test AS exam also that was a requirement. But again, we didn't know about it. But Amrit sir's, one of the student who is my son's friend, gave us an idea that this is an exam that's going to be a mandatory. So when I searched on Google, I came to know the dates were already off because it happens only thrice a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Then again, my message to the students would be, do have a consultant. Your parents will be important. They will be doing their work. But as a student, it's very important you to know what is it that you want, and to reach there, what are the things that you require, because documents is one of the main element for any college process or admission process. I think that's where we all fell back, because it didn't come in on time. But we did our research. We were still not in touch with Amratpal at that time. Our appointment was in Jan on 31st of Jan 2023, but we didn't have our APS, we didn't have our test AS, so we were not so sure whether I would get through the visa or not. But again, my consultant did not give me a thumbs up, so I did my own homework. We did get it. So between me and my son, we did all the documentation. That's between you and your parents.
So your consultant didn't done anything? No information at all?
No,
Okay.
because when I would ask, I heard that there is an APS requirement, I heard there is a test test requirement, the answer would be, I will get back to you. So that get back to you did not happen on time. So we were all then through, as I said, through one of his student, I got an idea. I did my back end work. I got my APS. We worked between me and my son. We got again, the luck played. December test day is opened. So it's very important you keep check of these exam dates or the APS availability or anything. Please do your personal homeworks on these things. So test days got opened in December, which was not supposed to be there. That was a new initiative by them. My son went back to India, gave the exam. So by Jan 31st, we had all the documents in place. Though it was from our end, the consultant was not so prompt in giving us those responses.
Okay.
So students need to do your own research. Parents need to be aware of the facts. If consultants are not telling you right details at the right time, it's your right to ask them, question them, because it's your son or your daughter who is going long way.
Great. And ma'am, how you landed up in a situation where you got the offer letter from the non-accredited Studienkollegs in Germany, got your visa rejection, and what happened next?
Yeah, the previous consultant did give us admission letter to a Studienkollegs English taught program in Braunschweig. So we were happy. Basically, I was happy that at least other things are in place, even if this is not in place. So since the visa was in Jan 31st, we had our online classes in place. So we had the offer letter for Studienkollegs. From there, we had the conditional offer letter to the university, but that was on papers and the classes were happening online. We didn't see anything wrong in it at that point of time. We only thought maybe the consultants were not aware of the changes embassy is making. So maybe it was a mistake from my end also, that I didn't make an issue out of it and I just got information. Though I was not happy about it, I just got information from all other sources and just went on with it, because for me, my son going to German was more important. So I think that was my mistake, that I didn't take these things seriously.
Okay. And what were the differences between your previous consultant and between Amratpal Vision?
The difference I immediately came to know when in October APS came in place, and at the same time the German embassy said test AS is going to be mandatory. I got to know through your student. So I had my documents in place. But in Jan, when we gave the visa, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, we waited and the visa got rejected. And when the rejection happened, that's where things became more clearer, because we did not get any information from the Studienkollegs office or from my consultant. Rather, I was following up, I was calling, but either my messages were very late in getting response from, or they were not responding at all. So for me as a parent, I was not aware what happens when a student's visa is rejected. So later, after a long, because they give you an option called remonstration.
Yes.
So when a visa gets rejected, within 1 month you have to apply for a remonstration. That is, you fight back for the visa. And that's when I have no clue what to do. I asked because I work in a school. I have my own friend circle whom I asked. Then I asked many people around because I was not getting response from anyone, either from my consultant or from the student colleague. And then the time was going by, and I still remember it was just 2 days before my 1 month expiry date happens for the remonstration that they sent all the documents back to me. By then, I was getting in touch with hundreds of people all around, and I was not getting the data. And I applied because last minute they did send me, and it was all in German language. I couldn't understand what it was. So I just sent it as it is, and again wasted another 1 month waiting only for their reply to say, okay, what's the next process? But there was no follow up. What happened to your remonstration? There was no follow up. How can you take, if remonstration doesn't work, what else is the option for you? And Dubai being Dubai, you don't get appointments easily. So you have, like, for months, for this year, I don't think there are appointments available. So that's another concern for a parent from Dubai, that we don't get appointments for a student visa on time as well.
Right.
So at that was the time when I felt at lost, like I was lost of how to do now, what to do now. That's when I knew Mr. Amratpal, because 2020, the agency that I was talking with, immediately after 2 months, because we all parents are going through the YouTubes, I came across his YouTube. So I was parallelly watching both of them. So I knew now I have to reach out to someone who could fix this. That's the time I reached out to Amratpal of Vision. I sent an email, and they responded to me the next day, and they said, let's meet on Zoom. And I still remember the first video I had with Ms. Amanpreet, and it was very professional. It was very approachable, and they had answers. And I was, as a mother, we are anxious. Visa got rejected. Don't know what to do. What next? And the months have been wasted. But the response I got, even the way they speak in terms of assurance, that we assure you, you give us your details, we'll look into it, and we'll give you facts. So that meeting had only me bombarding with questions, and they very assuringly telling me for each question what would be the step taken by them for us, so that Samrudh reaches to his destination of whatever he is dreaming of. So that first meeting for me was an assurance as a parent that this is not a random call. This is not an informal atmosphere. It is a very formal atmosphere. It is very relatable, that they understand what the parents are going through. And they had answers. They never said, we will get back to you. So that was the first thing for me, because it matters for a parent to be assured that if we take the right steps in these ways, it can be addressed.
Right. So it is very important to select a right person for your career, because the career is not replaceable. If I'm into a business of making some fans, TVs or cameras, that can be replaced, then that can be remanufactured, right? Once career and time is wasted, it cannot be remanufactured or it cannot be replaced. So make sure that whenever you select a mentor, you go through the facts. See, YouTubers and a professional consulting agency or a professional mentor who will be with you during your whole journey of Germany. You might have seen my videos where I am standing with the students who are in Germany while they give their exams, or you might have seen my videos of accommodation where we have the accommodation, where we go to the airport in Germany to pick all of our students and get them placed into the accommodation. Now we will be asking you the services. Okay, before that, once you reach to Amratpal of Vision, what after the counseling? And what was the assurance that what we have given to you?
Actually, when Samrudh was doing his student colleague in the previous institute that he was studying, there was a lot of discrepancy. So it's important for the parents to identify these discrepancies, because the classes were online, but when the visa got rejected, they did not give us an information about why was it rejected. It's very important for a parent to know the reason, because it can be either a parent's documentation incomplete situation, or it can be the college that you're applying which is not authorized, or they don't have the right documents for the embassy to give the visa. So for us, it is a transparency that matters. When the visa got rejected, they only said me that we are right, our documents are all in place, so please do remonstration, you will get it. But that was not the fact.
That was not the fact, because the German embassy has, I will give you the rejection letter in this video. German embassy has clearly stated that the university or a student colleague where you are going in Germany is not accredited. So you cannot apply a student visa legally, because if a university or an institute or a student colleague is not recognized in Germany, you cannot apply a German student visa, because that is not into their books. Okay. So ma'am,
If
once
I
you...
can add on to that.
Yes ma'am, please.
They even told us to give the exam in British Council. Though they were aware that their papers were getting rejected, many students were getting already the rejection of visa, they still encouraged the parent to say, you can still come in January and continue after your second visa is applied, and you can write the exams in British Council. So I made the payment in April, May, June. We made the payment. We enrolled in British Council. I think it was a month of June. We paid around heavy. It's because it's 11 subjects that we pay for, so it's around 5,000, 6,000 dirhams. We did pay in the British Council, but immediately after 2 days, they said that he will have to redo everything once the visas got. So it was again the transparency by the consultant or the university, the private college that we were looking at for Studienkollegs, who didn't have themselves the clarity whether they'll be able to run the institute, whether their papers were authentic enough to invite the students back there, and giving a fake assurance to parents, you do the exam and let him come back and redo it. So it plays a very vital role for the parents. When you get to hear these things, there were gaps in communication, incomplete communication, untimely communication. I think it's very important for the parents and students to take a two-step back, not rush into any decision, and then very wisely have 2 to 3 more people getting consulted to know the right step forward for your children.
I will explain you it in detail, because you will not understand why they have asked to enroll in British Council for the examination. Okay, so it's a private student colleague. Private student colleague means they will be giving 13 years of education in Germany, and for that 13 year of education, because their student colleague was not run in Germany, it was already closed. So they have requested ma'am to enroll in British Council so that they can get a A-level certificate, so that they can skip their 13th year and they can come to Germany. And they have already paid a tuition fees to an institute in Germany which is not accredited, and they are again asking that, okay, you are in India, if you want to save the time, you enroll in British Council so that you can directly go to the university, you don't need to come to us, right?
True.
So this is the game, the whole game was set up by that particular institute, that okay, if it's closed. And ma'am, did you get any refunds from them?
No refunds. Neither did they pick up the call, neither did they reply to the messages, neither no response to the email. I did follow up multiple times, but they just vanished.
Okay, so 10,000 euros has been already lost. 10,000 euros means 9 lakh rupees. If we calculate in Indian currency, it's not a small amount. More important than 9 lakh is ethics, because if you are into education industry, you should have basic ethics that okay, it's a child's future and you are charging the money and you are not getting that student into Germany, and consultant is okay. So what was the take of a consultant? Did your consultant help you to get the money back, or once the visa got rejected, everything shuts down?
No, everything went off. I somehow felt that they were themselves not prepared to handle the situation.
Okay.
They themselves did not have an answer to give to the parents.
So just after the visa rejection, they have never...
They did tell that there is a remonstration process, there will be documents, and the institute will help me out in the whole process.
And you told that within those 30 days, they never done any kind of remonstration?
Because I felt they didn't have an answer.
Because it is not possible to do a remonstration letter on a rejection letter which states that your institute is not accredited. What they will say? What they will say? They will say nothing.
They were only saying that we have been here for 12 years. So it never happened. This is the first time it's happening. So it will be resolved. So they kept reassuring us rather than accepting that there is a gap and we better tell the parents that we are in this situation. We'll pay you back. Sorry for the lost year of your child. We would suggest you to move on to the next. That would have been beautifully handled because end of the day, it's a child, not mine. There are so many children.
Hundreds of students.
Yeah,
They
there were
have.
many children who went through this. I think I still saved a bit of more money compared to what other stories I heard today. So it still matters to be more accept that there was a flaw and tell the parents on time so the parents and the students can move on and also help them out in the financial commitments they have done to you. You at least own that much back to the parents who trusted you and your whole process of international education.
Yes, ma'am. So what kind of assurance we have given you? We have given you the written assurance. So can you tell that story?
Yeah, actually, I was saying this, Amanpreet. The assurance was so deep that they never told me that it's done. That's the kind of, because they are so, the team of Amratpal of Vision, they are themselves so assured that it is taken care of. I think that was the one feedback I gave them, saying them, I'm so happy you took care of everything. I didn't even have to bother, but at least tell me that it's done. It's that quiet business that they're running. There is but as I said, I just met them. They assured me the process was transparent, and they only said me, this is a list of documents you have to send. And I'm sitting in my office. Thankfully, all my documents were in place. I sent it to them, and after that, no response.
Direct visa.
So no response. I'm like, Amanpreet, at least because remonstration is because when I had the meeting, they said remonstration means a rejection in a student's visa. That itself is a stamp. So to undo the stamp, they have to legally go through channels, and I thought it's going to be a big battle. You know how a court fights for your law
yes.
kind of thing. But I was not even informed that it is resolved. So I am like, I was expecting a lot of hard work from my end to fight for this, getting your remonstration visa, that rejection of visa, getting the clearance of that. But I ended up doing nothing. So I ended up only giving the documents and they saying, okay, we'll look into it. And after that, they did look into it, but it was so beautifully done that the parent was not even aware that it was done. I had to actually ask them to ask, ma'am, I know that you told me it will be done. Is it done? So she said, yeah, it was done. Now we are actually looking for the appointments. I'm like, okay.
Yes. Great. We are in Ahmedabad. We don't have any other franchisee. We always travel and meet our students. You never met us. This is the first day we are meeting ma'am after her son went to Germany. So, ma'am, did you ever feel a gap of communication because we are in Ahmedabad, you are in Dubai, and have you ever felt that?
No, they have good team members, and every team member has his own role. So when I met with Amanpreet, she only guided me on the overall impact their team would look at and how everything has a time frame, and as per the time frame, we will go and take it forward. And they asked me for the documents. After that, I got in touch with one team member who only looked at the financial part of it, like you have to pay this fees, you have to pay the BIC fees, or you have to do this. So there was another team member who would give feedback on, can you change this in the document, can you resend this updated document with your signature. So there was a structure to the whole thing. So there was a main person, Amanpreet, who would overall supervise and look into the aspects of the visa, and then there would be team members who would look at smaller pictures, and then together there was no delayed in messages, because they would ask me and I would give it, and then that's done. So then their next thing would come, you do this, and I would do that, and that's done. So there was no need to meet physically. So
Right.
if there was a need, then I would have said, oh, I had to meet, but I couldn't meet. But there was no such in this technology world that we can't do sitting in different parts of the world.
Right. So, students and parents, it is not important. That is not important that your mentor or consultant should be in the place or city where you live. She has contacted the previous consultant who is in Germany, and we were in Ahmedabad. right? Everything was taken care of even after one rejection. Getting a visa after one rejection, you believe me, it's not a easy thing, because we have to redo the old visa rejection thing. We have to make a new justification letter that why my previous visa got rejected, why I am applying a new visa, my old course was this, new institute is this, new course is this. So it's not easy to get a rejected visa getting approved. But as you know that we are the kings of making visa approved after multiple rejections, and our remonstration ratio is 100%. So if you feel anything, if you are stuck at any process at any given point, you contact us. We will definitely give you on a guarantee that okay, we will get you the visa. And this is how we work. We send a whole email that ma'am, if your visa gets rejected, the same day the consulting fees what you are paying to us, it will be refunded the same day. That was the same
Yes,
thing.
yes.
So it is not that thing that we are in Ahmedabad and you cannot approach us. Our whole system, we will show you our system, how we work. Just get in touch with us on a Zoom call. Me and my wife or other of our counselor will meet you, and then you will realize that okay, from the ease of your home, you can get your Canada student visa, US student visa, German student visa. You just have to sit on the couch and do a email, have a meeting with us, and you are done. Okay. And ma'am, I just want to have a insight of the time taken and the time given, the time taken by previous consultant and did that thing happened, and the time given by Amratpal of Vision, and after wasting 1 year and within 3 months everything got done. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, actually, we met in the month of June, I guess.
Yes,
during
June, 20th
towards,
June.
yeah,
Yes.
towards June, and then it was a summer vacation in Dubai for us, July and August. So I did not travel back to India this time because I know at the situation I was in. So now my son is already doing his on-site classes back in Berlin. So if I can say, I met in the last week of June. So July and August was the phase where we worked on the
Admission.
remonstration,
And-
and then BIC admission, and then any documents that was required back in. And I guess we couldn't get dates again in Dubai. So that was one again for a parent again now that getting delayed. So me and Amanpreet were like brainstorming how to get it, and I don't know, synchronicity, we both had the same idea at the similar time where we said Samrud do have a 6 month of stamp studying in India for his German language. So why don't he apply back from India? So we both decided that we'll send him to India, Bangalore, and get his ma'am got the appointment. We were only debating when, but the like today we got the idea, and within that same month, I guess the last week there was appointment of 23, 24, 31st. She showed it to me, and she said we are just debating which date to go for, and then we flew. Samrut just flew back to Bangalore because he had that stamp of studying for last 6 months. So quickly the appointment dates were given to us through the team, and we sent Samrut, and the interview happened, and I think it took 3 weeks, exactly 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And because of my past experience of being delayed and delayed and delayed, I was not expecting it. So I was like, okay, chalo, or few more months, but within 3.5 weeks we got a visa. So the duration, I must say, was like from, even if I let go of my June, so from July, and he's there now in the month of December. He celebrated his new year, first day of Jan 2024 in Berlin. So yeah, he's there.
So now we will jump into the services of Amratpal Vision, especially the post-landing services, because after visa, 99% of the people, they think, okay, our work is done. Now they will go to Germany, and they never keep contact with their student. But here, Amratpal Vision makes the difference. We stand with the student when they reaches to their final destination, Germany, US, Canada, UK, or Australia. You might have seen hundreds of my video. I am the only mentor in the world, I believe, that who has traveled to 100 universities of the world. 100. You can see on a world tour video and a playlist where I visited 100 universities of the world where my students were studying. Right? So this is our main services. Visa, we will 100% get you the visa. That is not the problem for us. So ma'am, how was the post-landing services visa is done, now you are happy, and your son went to Germany. What happened after?
Uh, I think it's very tricky when it comes to country like Germany. The accommodation plays a very important role because we have heard time and again, though Germany is a developed country, the accommodation is a very big concern for all the students who land over there. So there is like months and years of waiting. That's what I get to know through all the videos that I hear. But as soon as I said, Miss Amanpreet, that visa is in, so what next? She said, let's do the accommodation part. So I had to do nothing. I just had to tell, can you share few videos? And they did come up with options, and I didn't have to choose many because whatever was sent, I was happy with that. So the accommodation, I got two options. I said I would go for the second option because that's it. Like the cleanliness, the surroundings, the choice of the flat and the areas that he is there, because they were very specific that I don't want my students to be in zone C. I'm searching for accommodation in zone B or A, which is closer to the university. And being Berlin, it's very pricey as well. So not as like how other affordable towns are in Germany. So for a student, it matters for them also the budget management that they learn during their younger age. We got a beautiful accommodation where my son is pretty happy with the snow falling in his balcony, but still warm enough in the house. Beautiful support system over there, because I was praising one Mr. Nikhil who is actually reaching out to all the students over there, who is actually you ask them any question, it's his team member over there. You ask that I want to know how to do this city registration. Then they are searching for the appointments for us. Their team members are helping in the SIM card because immediately without city registration you don't get a SIM card. So he helped in getting a temporary SIM card by directing it to the correct or a better option for a student. And now he has told my son to wait for a while because he has a better offer coming up. So those small things that a student should learn as a life skill, which might not be necessary he has to provide, but still his team members over there are providing us, is how to run a life in a proper way as a student without parents being there to support them. So it can be city registration, it can be the I don't know how to say it. It's all those small things, the SIM, the internet, the functionality of the rooms, how to go in U-Bahn and S-Bahn, the travel card. Those
Metro.
are these things doesn't come in that flyer or in all those
In
websites.
our services.
Yeah, but these are the small things. I think the parents sitting in one country, questioning daily to the son on the other part of the world, and assured that even these basic things are helped out to our children out there means a lot. Yes.
Thank you. So, ma'am, how was your airport pickup service? That I think so you missed.
Yeah, the airport was like, because he landed very early in the morning, and I was not so sure how this whole, because it's all new experiences for our parents. For them, it is like a daily experience. For us, it is like first time experience. But when I messaged Mr. Tya, I actually messaged Miss Amanpreet because she wanted to know the ticket, the timing, so that they can come and pick up. But then I also, as a mother, being a mother, I just messaged Mr. Tyag, and he was just outside the airport. He said, I'm there out just waiting for your son. And my son, I think he just finished his work and he came out, and Mr. Tyag was available, and they just flew and they reached. So it was like very smooth. I just had to ask because we parents have the tendency to ask. We asked and it was done.
Right. So from airport pickup to accommodation to the city registration to give the understanding about a local transport system in Germany, our team members are there day and night working for you so that your life becomes easy, because reaching to a country for the first time, landing in a country where after coming from the airport, right, after you come out from the Berlin airport or any German airport, you don't know what to do. Who will be there to receive you or greet you, or who will be there to take care of you for next few days, because you know nothing about Germany. You are the first day and just coming out of the airport, but Amratpal Vision's team will be there. Everybody has assigned with their duties so that every student has a smooth landing, and a first 2 week experience is a very smooth. So guys, if you would like to go to Germany, study in Germany, always before deciding any mentor or consultant, ask them These are not the small thing. Ma'am is saying small things because that is not into our services, but we understand that this is the requirement, this is the necessity. But yes, these are our core services. These are very big services. Ask your current mentor or consultant before consulting them that who will come to pick me up from the airport. These are the questions what you have to ask your consultant. Who will come to pick me up? What will be the accommodation status? If I have problems in Germany or US, who will help me? If you have some problems with your accommodation, whom to contact? Visa extension, whom to contact? These are important things because this is where 100% of students make the difference because they don't know the new rules and regulations of a new country. So always make a smart and wiser decision. Take a look, see the feedbacks, ask the consultant, talk to hundreds of consultants before finalizing any of the mentor because that will be the deciding factor of your careers. So guys, once again, thanks a lot. Do contact us. I will assure you, founder of Amratpal Vision will assure you that you get into your dream university and you go to a dream country without any hassles. It will be a hassle-free journey through Amratpal Vision. We have a whole system. We have a CRM. We have a CRM designed after 6 years of R&D that will give you each and every detail that when you uploaded your document, when your admission was sent, when university received your admission, when your courier was sent, when your account was opened, when your APS was done, when your UniAssist account was opened. It's a whole new system, and I guarantee that this system is not available with any of the consultant in the whole world because this is how I designed it. I studied in Germany. I know how things works. I know when things to be placed in a manner where everything goes hassle free. So do contact us. Thank you for being on our interview, and thank you for sharing the wonderful experience of your journey through Amratpal Vision. And yes, once again, see you soon here in Dubai. If you want any questions, we are right now present in Dubai and we are on and off traveling to Dubai. Contact us at Amratpal Vision and don't forget to subscribe our channel, that is Amratpal Vision. See you soon here in Dubai.